our guest lecturer who is an industry expert. So can I guys, okay, can I start introducing you to him? Just say bring it on, BIO in the chat. Great. So the host for today is Devendra Saini. He is the global head of SEO and ASO at MPL, which is Mobile Premier League. Have you guys heard of this term anywhere, or have you downloaded this application? Have you played on it? Yes. Have you heard of MPL? I think they're one of the big sponsors of IPL, if I'm not wrong, right? A pretty household name, especially among the young crowd. RCB, Devendra says. All right, yes, the official sponsor of the RCB franchisee of the IPL. So he is having industry experience of more than 5 years, and he has worked in various aspects where he goes in technical SEO, optimizing the portals, and he is the global SEO head of uh, MPL, which is Asia's largest gaming industry. So you're going to be understanding directly from him on how do they strategize on a big scale for SEO, and how do they drive organic traffic to their application. So let's welcome Devendra Saini to the screen here, and let's give him a huge welcome here. All right, just say hi, Devendra, in the chat. Let the chat blow up. Let's welcome him. He's going to be sharing all his insights with us. So let's superb. Keep that coming. Keep that coming.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm seeing a lot of highs in chat. Hello everyone. It's good to host you all with Rishi. So yeah. Ashish, we haven't started yet. You're not late.
Awesome. So we're just about to begin, and over to Devendra, who's going to be taking you through understanding of SEO. A lot of you do not know about the basics itself. So he's going to be sharing some really awesome stuff, some intermediate stuff, and there's going to be a lot of key takeaways, especially if you're thinking of doing SEO at a global scale. Over to Devendra.
Yeah. I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, it's good.
Cool. Let's start then. Hey guys, so let's start our today's session. So I would like to keep it more interactive. Since we have a mixed audience over here, so I'll be going through a lot of concepts today. So I'm like presenting right now my screen, and we'll now then start. Yeah. So as everyone knows, like today's topic is more over towards SEO strategies. I'll be covering like what actually works in the industry, how actually we approach towards SEO, what are some of the fundamentals of SEO, and how do you take care of the strategy, execution, roadmaps, and what all things that matters and actually drives the needle. So those are some of the areas that we would be covering. As again Rishi already introduced me, but this is who am I. So this is my this is a picture which I took during an event that happened in Bangalore in 2019, where we were one of the sponsors of the event and as well as speakers. So at that time I was not working with MPL, but I was with one of the leading digital marketing agencies, which is known as Observe. So yeah, right now I'm heading global SEO and ASO department at MPL. Like the geographies are India and US right now, and MPL has over 100 million active users right now. So this is what about me. And prior to that, I have worked with Observe, worked with more than 100 clients across multiple geographies, multiple areas, some enterprise businesses in e-commerce, edtech, healthcare, travel, hyperlocal businesses across the globe. Yeah, I mean, I'm also a geek. I started off early. When I was in my college, I started off SEO in 2010, when SEO was not that, it was not a very popular term, but I started off with blogging and how to rank stuff. I was a black hat SEO. I mean, I have to agree that I started off as a black hat. I did a lot of black hat during my early ages, when there were no algorithms no panda, no penguin. And then I started after my college. I started off working in an agency, and then led the agency's SEO. And so I mean, this is how my career started, and it is a pretty diverse career that I have. And I have met with a lot of SEO folks across the globe, from US, from Thailand, from Australia, from India. So yeah, I mean, it's an amalgamation of a lot of things. So let's begin. I mean, everyone knows what SEO is. It's search engine optimization. Since Google being one of the biggest search engines over there, contributing to the 95% of the searches that happens on Earth. So I'm will majorly talk about Google. We'll try and exclude Bing, Yahoo, these other shorter players, smaller players. So this is how let's understand how search works. Let's start with fundamentals. So I mean, Google has this as you can see on my screen, you can see a spider, right? I mean, this is a crawler, right? So Google has these short millions of crawlers that crawls keeps on crawling web is our the websites that we have. Anything online, anything present online can be crawled by Google. So unless until we have allowed that. So all those spiders crawls information, whatever we publish. Even right now, if we are publishing something online, even on LinkedIn, on social media, on any website, it will get crawled. So these crawlers usually do is they crawls a lot of information, and they'll take the information back to Google's index. After what happens, as soon as the information gets into the index of Google, it gets evaluated, like what this information is all about, and how I should curate the information and then rank onto certain queries that we make. So Google has an algorithm which is a combination of thousands and lakhs of micro algorithms that works together, and they are AI driven. They are very smart to see what is happening, what kind of query you are making, and then Google will rank pages, not websites, pages. So each and every page on Google gets evaluated with more than 200 ranking factors. There's no official count from Google, but we know that it's nothing less than 200. So it could be 3, it could be 400, it could be 500. We never know. Google does not disclose that information. So this is how a single page gets evaluated and gets indexed, and this is how we see information when we search, and you see those 10 results or 12 results on page, or maybe 8, 9 sometimes. Everything gets evaluated with these 200 ranking factors. So this was a pretty fundamental slide. I guess you must have studied this slide prior to that as well. So I'll will this these are some of the pillars of SEO that I personally believe. Like, I can, if you want to say, you want to confine SEO in a nutshell, this is what SEO is. So there are three major pillars of SEO. When every, from small business to a bigger enterprise, everything falls under these three pillars. Your first pillar is technology, where you can see on the left hand side, in which I've also included user experience and design, because that's a very crucial part of SEO. Then you can see a very cute panda over there. It's one of the Google's algorithm, which Google launched in 2011 or 12 maybe. So panda looks, started looking after content and quality, and have what kind of content the site has, it is copied or plagiarized, or what kind of quality it is. So I have, it's easy to remember images. So content is what uh, is one of the very biggest part of SEO. Content can be further divided into branded content, product based content, information centric content. It all depends upon what you want to consume and what other website has. Third pillar is links. Links could be internally on your website, and it could be externally on website. This again, you're seeing an image of a penguin who is shooting. This was again an algorithm by Google, which was known as Google Penguin, which used to take care of what kind of links this website has, what kind of links Google has to vote for a particular website to push the rankings ahead. So in a nutshell, tech, content, and authority, these are the three very major pillars of SEO. I'll not go into further detailing, but I'll directly come to how actually thing works. What are certain processes that goes into building, or make things happen. So I mean, in the left side you can see a very good infographic. This infographic is from Ahrefs, which is a well-known SEO tool. So I mean, if you want to divide SEO processes, so it is being divided into four parts. First is technical SEO. Then second is your keyword and topical research. Third is you have to have an technically optimized page. Fourth, authority building. SEO process in a nutshell will look like this. In the right side, which you are seeing, whatever industry you are, you have to have some understanding of what kind of business category niche you are in. So that's the first thing you'll always use as an SEO marketer. Any marketer revolves around the industry. Secondly, we have to SEO is all about intent. If there would be a problem, then people would be searching it online, and if people would be searching it online, that means you have to provide a solution as a business provider. So you have to research a lot of problems that people are searching on Google, that is related to your business. You should have a detailing of what is the problem that I'm trying to solve. And there is a thing known as intent, right? Intent is what is your reason of that search, right? So that's what search intent is. If you want to I'll be covering intent in my next slide. So we create intent clusters. That's how I do it. I'm not sure how other folks do it. We create intent clusters, and then I'll create some buckets, and then I'll come to keyword research. Then all the keywords will be added into certain intent clusters. And after that, once you have that clusters ready, then you will start mapping those URLs to one single page, or every group of keyword to pages that are actually required. So this process is also known as URL mapping. Then then the next process, every SEO guy would follow would be to design the page with respect to what my business in, what I want to show to users, and what kind of intent that user is searching on search engines. So we have to design our pages on that way that they are user friendly and search friendly. Then post when you are done with your design thing with UX team, then you start the process of building good content. Content could be anything. Ultimately your content should satisfy searchers intent. That's what it should all be all about, and this is what Google also wants. Then then you build a silo strategy. What is silo? It's site interlinking optimization. How you have build your links on the website so that they are crawlable, right? So this is what is very important, and building a good information architecture is what many of the companies fail. And the companies that gets a lot of traffic works very good on siloing and in building a good information architecture, because this is what keeps connected information from one root source, that is your homepage and your major business pages. So silo is again one of the very important things. Then you have to make your website crawlable, like everything is good. Now Google wants to see what you have built, right? Now if Google cannot see it, Google will index nothing, right? So you have to make all of these information, all of your efforts crawlable to Google, so that Google is able to crawl your website easily and understand that what is your website is all about and what your business is all about.
Devendra, your
Yeah.
voice is lagging sometimes, so I think just check on your Wi-Fi once so that it could be sorted. So there's some lag that happens at times.
Okay. Just a second.
Yeah. So are you guys facing the lag as well? People who are watching this, just let us know in the chat. Sometimes, yes, Ranjit says, okay, perfect. We'll try to rectify this.
Is it better now?
Yeah, I think you can go ahead. If there's any issue, I'll let you know on this.
Yeah, because my Wi-Fi is like, I have full signal strength, so I think it might be network issue. But yeah, let's go ahead. If it worsens, then let me know. I'll change. I'll connect with my hotspot,
Yeah,
hotspot.
this is good to go. Let's continue. Yeah, thank you so much.
Sure. Okay. So guys, so now as I mentioned, intents. This is one of the very major thing that I want to cover, because everyone knows like what kind of SEO is on page, off page. That's very basic. I don't want to cover that information. But I want to, I want you guys to visit this slide very carefully, because this is what is a, starting. This is what is a very, key decision maker of your strategy. Speak your intent wisely, you know. So in my language, I also call it intent verification, because if you have chosen a wrong intent, then your whole strategy is screwed up, right? So there are four major types of intents that happens on Google. One is informational, one is navigational, one is confirmation, commercial investigation, and fourth one is transactional. Informational word suggests, you are trying to look for something, uh, you are trying to inquire about something, you don't know what it is right now. That means you'll search how, what, when, where, anything, what is the temperature of today, what would be the temperature tomorrow, everything, any kind of information that comes under information centric intent. Navigational, you exactly know that this which brand to look upon. And you also have service in hand. So that's how the navigational intent works. So
Okay, looks like Devendra is stuck. So it is lagging. No worries. We'll wait for him to get back. Are we going to get the slides? Udaik says, yes, for sure. I'll get you the slides. Awesome. Okay. So until, yeah, Devendra, we lost you for a while. So what is the difference between informational and transactional, guys? What is the difference between informational words and transactional words?
there was a power cut at my end,
No worries.
so happens.
It's okay. Okay, so I was just asking them a question. What is the difference between informational and transactional? So he has chosen. Uh, okay, over to you, Devendra. If everything's working, informational people are only looking for information on that particular thing,
Yeah.
and transactional. Nikita says. What you can do, Devendra, is you can switch off the video and you can just continue with the audio itself. I think we can try that out once because I really want to go through this content. It's pretty awesome stuff that you have put out here, and I don't want any one of us to miss. So let's fix this and let's get going because I'm totally enjoying this the way it's been put out.
Cool. So I guess we were on search intent. So I mean, this is, this should be an initiation of your strategy, because intent is what keeps things running, and this is what Google also looks for. If just imagine you are visiting a Google, you are in an information centric mode, and you just visited a transactional page. It won't be a good experience, right? This is how Google works. Google wants to rank those pages that are actually related to your search intent. So if your pages would might have a right information, but if they don't, if they lag intent, Google will not rank them. So information centric pages, you'll always find blogs, articles, these kind of pages ranking. You'll not find any service or any commercial page that ranks. Navigation, if you, let's say you want to search MPL, go on Google, search it, you'll find MPL's homepage. That's because you look for it and Google will give you. Commercial, right now you don't know, you know you don't have any information to decide, maybe between two or three products. You know that you want to buy a laptop, but you don't know which laptop to buy. You'll go and search best laptops under 40K, right? That's a commercial navigation. You have a buying intent right now, you are in decision making phase. So Google will try to rank those pages which who have reviewed laptops under 40,000, 50K. Google will try and put lesser e-commerce pages. But as soon as you shift on to the mode of buying intent, your Google will directly give you Amazon, Flipkart, Mintra, all these websites, right? So this is how Google works. So what happens is, search engine changes with time, so it is very important how to detect which intent you want to go with. There are ways which you can verify what kind of intent you are in, but it's pretty clear with respect to what the slide says. There are ways to pick those intents which Google has actually picked up in recent algorithm updates. And then if you're going to pick those intents, you might get quicker rankings. There there are ways to pick right intent which should be in line with your business goals as well. This is how it works. So I'll move on to my next slide. I've just showed you the live example. I'm just searching digital marketing course. So what Google has ranked in first result is you know fundamentals of digital marketing. That's actually not a course. It's a free course by Google, but Google, right now Google is ranking that page. And there just below there is a page that ranks, which is a listicle guide with the local intent, like 10 top 10 digital marketing course in Bangalore. Then, and this second page is not a transactional page, it's not a course page, it's a guide. It's a navigational intent page. First one is a directly transactional page. It's free, but it's transactional. It's a single product. But second is reviewing. It's a review of 10 institutes. Your third, fourth are directly local institutes who are serving digital marketing courses. So as you can see in this one query, Google has showed three different intents. Uh, this is how diversified intent should be. And now it's, as an SEO, you have to decide which intent you want to go ahead with and which intent could perform better or not, right? So there is a way I determine what kind of intent I want to go with, and then only I will decide with what kind of page I'll build, what kind of content I'm going to strategize. So in the next slide, you can see every tool has an option to check position history, right? So what happens is Google keeps changing on SERPs with respect to updates. There are a lot of updates happen. Google updates its own algorithm, tens or 20 times a day, and they do major updates, bi-monthly, weekly basis. So your results will keep changing. There is no guarantee that your result page is going to rank number one, and it can be number two, number three, number five next day. But this tool is Ahrefs. In position history, there is an option to go there, so you can check on a particular query in past 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, what were the top 10 results, right? So here I have checked like past 30 days. These are some of the 9 URLs that have ranked on first page, which Ahrefs have recorded. So right now you can see, because since it's a 30 days time period I took, you can see Udemy, Learn Digital, Simply Learn, IntelliPad or HubSpot, they have ranked, and they have changed their ranking simultaneously. But what I am seeing is there are certain pages which are consistently ranking over a time period, and I have already checked 6 months. There are 4 pages, 4 intents that are ranking since last 2 years. Very good. So that's a signal that those intents are very stable for that query, and Google is not actually changing and volatile on for those pages. But there are 6 URLs which Google keeps on testing 6-8 months down the line, so they tend to fluctuate a lot. Some URLs come up in the same report newly. You might want to choose that, but if that is in line with your business strategy, then you can fight the competition, you can build the relevance, and you can go ahead with certain intent. Then this report will help you to choose the right intent for your pages. This is how I do it, and this is how I perform. This is a very crucial step that I use to perform for a lot of bigger clients as well, because this is the initiation of the step. If this goes wrong, my strategy might be screwed up, or my results could be delayed a lot. Now next part is, after you choose your intent, all those keyword topics and everything is done, it's time to build your pages. It's time to build that experience, build the content, on page stuff. I'm not going to go into detailing of keyword, meta text, title, alts. Everyone knows that, right? But we want to see what, in a nutshell, what exactly things happens, right? So this is how this is an infographic by ICM Rush. This is how an optimized page looks like, right? A page has good structured headings. Content is always above the fold. Page is mixture of a lot of mixed content. No one wants to read 1,000 words initially on the page. It has to be distributed. There has to be a lot of multimedia content in place, so that you have to keep user engaged on the page. Flat content pages, it might not work well. Apart from information centric, it might not work well. So this is how a page should be structured. You should have quite good headings. Your heading should have good depth. It should have images, lists, articles, review section. So this is how we create pages. You have to research a lot of competition as well, what kind of pages they have, what kind of pages Google is ranking. So get involved in the designing phase of building the landing page as per your intent. That's very important. And as per your category relevance, what kind of category you are in, and what kind of content users wants to see. Keep your main content or main navigational or main elements in initial folds. Don't keep those elements into deeper folds, because after a lot of A/B testing, even after a lot of pages, no one goes beyond 3 folds. It's a study. Like 80-90% users will scroll first 3 folds, and they'll do the action or they'll leave the page. I'm telling you this data because I have analyzed a lot of heat maps. So no one goes beyond 3, or very less folks goes there apart from information centric intent. So you have to make sure your initial content, your main banners or main call to actions are there in first 3 folds, to get the user what he's looking for, and what kind of action that you want to make him to do. Then you can have those further folds where user do goes do user will go beyond that. So, and then decide your page type and lay out them very carefully, and then create content outlines for every type of page that you are creating. Content outlines is some of the is a thing that I'm going to cover in my next slide. Content outline, these are the game changers, right? The time where you build the content, what actually we want to write, what actually we want to show to the users. So it's a again another infographic from SEM Rush. Find the right topic and right keyword. You include semantic keywords, establish your structure, make your keyword density, add visuals. Again, visuals are very important. Interlink them, cover the topic in depth. This is how build content that ranks. It's not just flat article and one image and it's going to rank. No, it's not like that. You have to make sure that you're covering each and every aspect of that query. Then only you can think of that article getting ranked. Just imagine you writing a 800 word blog, and Google is actually ranking a 3,000 word article on top 3 pages, right? Top 3 rankings. It's not going to rank. So give a detailed structured outline to content writers, which has a higher chances of ranking well. A detailed outline from SEO to content guy can take you 5 steps ahead than a content writer writing writing a normal content with very general knowledge. Because content writer might have good knowledge, but they'll not have that perception key what exactly is required to rank. Their article might end up 9 10th, that's it. They want to go into top 3 for major keywords. You have to make sure that you give a very detailed content outline. It should be very in depth. What exactly, these are the headings, these are the areas that I want to cover. Then use semantic keywords. LSI is a already Mueller told that there is no, no such thing like LSI, but I we can call as semantics. This is how Google works. This is how entities work. Google relate things from one keyword to other to other. This is how Google works. And there are some special queries that Google treats to rank in a particular content, which I usually call NLP queries. You can get these queries extracted from Google's NLP API. But there is a tool which is known as Surfer SEO, which our other tools as well. They provide the service. They'll give you NLP queries if you'll buy the tools. So these are some of the areas which differentiates normal content from rank-worthy content. Analyze your content and your competitors' content dynamics very carefully. Try to add extra value that they haven't provided. That's how your content should be. And then link topically related articles for better engagement. I'm going to cover this thing in my next slides. And you can use tools like Surfer SEO to benchmark your content standards and have a rank worthy output. So one of the very important crucial parts, uh, a lot of websites get stuck on second page. They have written a good content, good valued content, still they are not able to rank well. Why? This is the reason why they haven't, they might have a basic silo, but an optimized silo they are missing. They miss topical authority and topical coverage. This is one of the very crucial areas where any brand always work. And the pages that ranks, it's not just one page, it's power of other pages that helps your main page rank well. This is how it works. You have one main page, it gets supported by other two relevant page, and another, at a level 2 there are 5 other articles that are supporting their top level hierarchy. So this web page is getting juice from these pages, and this page is also sending juice to other pages. This is how reverse siloing works, and that helps the whole topical cluster to rank way better and way stable. It won't fluctuate that much during the time of algorithm updates. And topical authority is how a siloing also looks like. And the arrows that you are seeing in the images links, like how you linked web page from silo 1 to silo 2, and then silo 1 is linking to article 1 and article 2, and silo 2 is article 1 article 2. This is how structure looks like. So, and this is an example of pillar pages and cluster. Nowadays it has become a lot popular, but it has been there to increase topical authority. Let's say you are writing on SEO, so you'll have an SEO ka detail page, and then you are writing technical SEO, local SEO, and backlinks. You will have 3 other pages that are linking to SEO page. Then you'll have pages that are linking technical SEO linked to algorithms and SEO, and backlinks linked to SEO best practices, and then further down the line. So create topical cluster to support your main pages, because they rank better. They are entities, right? So Google will relate that this website has just imagine there is a website which has written 2 articles on one topic. There is a website who has written 200 articles on one single topic. You decide which website you will rank. It's pretty obvious. The website which has written 200 pages on one topic is very authoritative, and it knows a lot of stuff on that topic. Expertise is created. Google will rank that website and pages way better than the website which has written only 2 articles. This is how topical authority works. Use reverse silos, cross link your pages to your next level hierarchy pages. Topical coverage help you achieve better and stable rankings. You can build your support pages and pass authority to either of them. And support pages also ranks well, and they also drive lots of traffic and links with time. This is how another, how you optimize. It's again a part, everything goes in line with strategies. When you are building the information architecture, you don't want to go way down the hierarchy, so you optimize your website with crawl depth as well. You don't want to link your main pages. Just imagine, you are on homepage, you are on a homepage of a website, and you want to go to an article, but it is taking you 4 5 or 6, and you're not able to find it, right? Same goes with crawler. Crawler will also come to homepage and find links that Google crawler will find, and it will again look for links and links and links. This is how Google will crawl. But if you're going to supply your main pages to crawl depth 1, your Google will see that these pages are much prioritized, and your flow of link juice authority also gets way higher. These pages will rank much better. So always optimize for crawl depth. Don't keep your main pages way beyond 3 4 clicks. Usually I keep crawl depth maximum 2 to 3 of main pages. There would be some pages which will go 6 7 8 crawl depth, I don't care. But your main pages should be your, let's assume your the most important page is home page, that is crawl depth 0. Then depth 1, depth 2, depth 3. This is how crawl depth happens, and this is how Google also crawls pages, and will be able to find the pages efficiently. Now keep things to keep in mind, right? Minds, sorry for the typo. Don't, when you are linking stuff, don't over optimize anchors. Maintain a healthy ratio of diversified anchors, because healthy ratios are very important. And if you are going to over optimizing, Google will know that you are trying to rank for this keyword. Google will not, Google will, algorithms will trigger a spam signal, and your pages will get stuck. Be more descriptive while linking the content. Again, part of diversification. Don't overdo links. I see folks linking one URL in multiple anchors on page. Don't do that. Google knows, you have already given him hint. Why give another hint that I'm intentionally trying to rank stuff? Make sure user can navigate all your major pages on your website within 3 clicks. Keep your most important business driving pages at crawl depth 1 2, not even 3. Your most important page should be 1 2. This is how Mintra, Flipkart, they work. All subcategories are linked from homepage. Don't create duplicate pages on same topic. It's another very big issue, like cannibalization. Don't write same content, same content repetitively. Google will get confused and will not rank anything. Get experts to write your content. If you are in EAT and YML, EAT and YML is it's another topic. EAT is expertiveness, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. YML is your money, your life. So, like niche like medical websites, health related websites, finance niches where your health and money is impacted. You will always look that experts write content. Then focus on creating authentic and detailed author pages to support and give EAT signals, because Google will look and read who is writing the content. Then keep your content frequency at optimal level. You have to decide what's optimal, how your competitors are publishing regular content, because it's a sign of freshness. Website which publish regular content will get priority, and if, as soon as you reduce the frequency of content, you'll see your rankings and traffic drop. This is how consistency is required in your work as well. You cannot stop. uh, then you have to not just supply good content. You have to update your existing content as well, because there is an algorithm that is QDF, query deserve freshness, that gets activated. If your content becomes outdated, Google will deprioritize. You have to keep the content updated. Then leverage schemas, FAQs, and other schemas. And again, reverse featured snippets. Find out which queries serve featured snippet, why is that page is ranking, and reverse your page strategy, optimize accordingly. And you can also get into uh, featured snippet, but only if you are already ranking on page 1, not page 2 or page 3. Technical, this is the last part. I don't think it's second last part. So I haven't covered technical SEO very detailed, because it is going to take it takes days to cover technical SEO. But you have to improve your crawler efficiency, because Google has a limited time period. Right? Google will take, in 30 minutes how many pages you can serve, right? If you have an optimized crawl efficiency, right, then Google might be, let's suppose previously, without optimization, Google might be able to crawl 500 URLs in 30 minutes. After optimization, Google might be able to crawl 2000 URLs. There are ways to improve your crawl efficiency, and one part I've already covered is to link your URLs well. Again, your pages serve has to serve correct HTTP responses. As you can see in the status codes, 200 is a success code, that every good URL or every working URL has to serve 200. If it is not serving that, your site will go into huge troubles. Your uh, your web page should support CSR and SSR. It's another different topic. It's CSR is client side rendering, and SSR is server side rendering. CSR in when your whole page gets loaded in your browser. SSR, when your whole page gets rendered at server side and get delivered to the crawlers. It's very important your HTML has server side rendering and CSR enabled, but when it comes to usage of JavaScripts, they sometimes lag in SSR. So that's very important to fix server side rendering. What you want, what do you have on your website, and what do you want to actually give to crawlers. Then avoid index bloat is like having multiple and bad information of website, like tag pages, URL parameters. The website you're building on dev environment also indexed. A lot of shitty pages are indexed on Google. You have to clean up things. Again, as soon as you'll do all these things, your crawl efficiency will automatically gets improved. Your redirections, your permanent should serve 301s, and your should not have redirect chains. Redirections should always be on URL level. At redirection should not be linked, because they are going to create chains and waste for crawl budget. Set up hreflang tags. Again, different topic. Then you should have correct canonical self-referencing, or whatever pages you have, it should be set up correctly, because canonicals are not an instruction, but they are hints, and if you are using them wrong, then you'll be having a lot of troubles. Again, core web vitals you have to fix and optimize for field data rather than lab data. Lab data is something that is good for benchmark, but field data is something that is, how a user is seeing your website. And content pruning, again, I've already covered. Content pruning is like remove all the outdated content from your website, remove that content that is not of no use, remove the content that is generating no impressions, no clicks since long time. Remove those pages and you'll see magic happening. You'll see your crawl budget is not going to get waste. So you'll see your right pages will start to rank better. So content pruning is an activity that usually websites should do in a regular time period if they have huge amount of content and old content. Links, one of the most gray areas of SEO, right? Which I usually denote links as authority building. This is how Google decide. Let's say there are 10 equal pages, right? 10 pages that have almost same kind of content quality, almost same kind of website layout, almost same kind of user experience, right? Now Google has to rank some pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what? How will Google now decide? Every on-page signal is almost same. This is where links come into picture. Google says that if your website's URL is linked from multiple different pages on web, and if I'm crawling those pages and I'm seeing your link, and if that website is relevant to your website, then I'll count that link as vote, and I'll push your page rankings in further ranks. Like I'll improve the rankings of the page. Every link is counted as vote by Google. So with time, what happened was this industry has spammed a lot. This industry, this link part has been really, abused a lot by SEOs. And with time, Google has, made their algorithms way smarter to check what kind of links a website gets. Links amplify your on-page efforts. Without on-page, links can do nothing. Your on-page has to be very perfect. Then only your links will actually help. Just imagine there is an engine of a train, right? There, if you're going to put car engine to your train, then that engine is not going to run, right? Or let's say there is a Shatabdi and there is a Malgadi. Both Shatabdi runs way faster and Malgadi runs very slower, right? Because Malgadi has way higher load and very very bad structure. And a train engine which is very authoritative can pull, take your a train way faster, right? This is how authority also works. If your website has good authority, it can take your pages way faster if your pages are optimized. So links are still most powerful ways for Google to determine the authority of website apart from on page. Because uh, I've already given the example, right? Google has become way smarter in evaluating your link profile. And good links will always pass link equity, but bad links will always get ignored. Or you might get penalized as well by Google for using wrong in using intentional ways of artificially generating links to gain rankings. If Google knows that, again, building links again is a gray hat term. Everyone links build links that is against the quality guidelines, but you have to do it because there is no other way around. You cannot wait your website to get linked naturally and uh, grow rankings. So this is a sweet correlation by data study done by Ahrefs. What kind, why links are important, right? There would be guys who would be telling, no, I haven't built single link in my SEO career, still I rank well. Because yes, it could happen, because there are scenarios where links organically comes, and you with your good on page efforts your website ranks well. But with time, since Google has already said it's a ranking factor, and this study also suggests, after analyzing 1 billion URLs, you can see the x-axis, it denotes traffic, and y-axis is referring domains. One referring domain is one link. So on an average, you see the as the traffic number is increasing, your referring domain count is also increasing, which denotes that the more organic traffic a page is having, higher the link also that page has. This is as simple as that. So it gives an idea that pages that ranks in top 3, they do, have good rankings, they have good links, so that that those links are helping them rank much better. So here is a list of approaches that you that actually I have followed in past. The links that move the needle. I have done a lot of shit. This is the work. This is the kind of links that works in 2022 and 2023 as well, because this is what moves the needle. So one is branded PR links, mostly organic. A brand who is doing a lot of good things, they'll get a lot of organic reach. They are into media. People are writing about them. Google will know that it's an authoritative brand, news, a lot of news stuff. They'll obviously gain a lot of organic authority, and they'll get a lot of links organically. Their pages will rank better as well because they have spent a lot of budget in branding. Now, second part of links that SEOs usually do, this is non-organic plus organic as well. It is reactive PR links. That this is strategy that I have also used. In this, what you do is you send some of the link-worthy content to reporters, and with a very good research, and it helps you gain a lot because reporters need good topics to write on their editorial publications. So they'll write, and they'll publish your PR in their own way, and they'll link back to the source of the information. It's a time consuming process, and but it works well, and you'll get the very good links from this thing. Then editorial link, all editorial blogger, both of the methods are quite non-organic in nature, right? Because SEO is an industry where everyone is trying to make good amount of money. So let's say there is an editor on Forbes, or a very authoritative website. If I am going to reach out to him with a very quality piece of content, then he might charge money, or he might publish it organically. It all depends on what kind of person he is. But if you want to gain good editorial links, you have to pay good amount of money to them. Both goes with blogger outreach. Every other blogger out there is going, is trying to make money, but it depends on what kind of blog it has, because this is the gray area where it has been abused a lot. You'll find a lot of shitty blogs, mostly built for just to sell links. Those kind of activities don't work. That's why people just get pushed on outreach doesn't work, but it works. It depends on how you do it. Then skyscraper is a technique that you create link worthy and link magnet content, and you'll get those uh, content pieces already attract a lot of link, but it takes time. So at MPL, we have launched our blog way when they started, but when we started optimizing and did a lot of pruning, in January 2021, we started publishing good quality content, approximately 100 content pieces per month. We increased it to 200. Our blog, we hardly did 2-3% of link building on our blog page, but our blog has gained almost 2000 referring domains, uh, with the help of good content. We haven't built any content, so our website has a total of 10,000 referring domains, and 2000 are just coming from blog, because of all the content pieces that we have published. This is how power of skyscraper and high value content is. Then citation building, again, so you can search these terms on Google, you will get what they are. Brand acquisition method, it's a very different method to, where you, let's say, you are a brand and you are acquiring a different brand, so this that brand will also have a website. So that website would also have good links. So now just imagine, your authority, now that website authority can be transferred to your website's authority in a very good way, and it will double down the authority within a very quick time span. That could be 30 days, 60 days, and your rankings will see, your pages might come from second to first directly. This is also a gray area. Genuinely it has been done. It also gets abused by a lot of folks, and a lot of folks do it to make a lot of money. So yeah. Then link roundups, you are an expert and you take part in certain activities, certain contribution, certain articles, then you get a lot of link backs from link roundups. Black hat methods. I know a lot of folks would also say ki there are black hat methods. I usually, these are some of the two methods again, which I have used in past. They work very well. I don't use it right now because इतनी सिरदर्दी नहीं लेनी है. Google might kick us anytime. So this is again Penguin, looks for links. So one of the very popular method used by a lot of foreign SEOs, a lot of Indian bloggers, a lot of affiliate SEOs is PBNs, like private blog network. They'll have an army of their own websites which they'll link to their own websites to push and pull the authority artificially. And then obviously if you are an owner of DR50 website, your it is going to move needle, but it has to be created in a very qualitative manner. So I won't suggest it. You can use these two techniques as your own on your own projects at your own risk. And usually PBNs are made on expired domains or auction domains on bot websites. Then 301 redirects again. Let's imagine there is there is an expired domain that is lying there. That expired domain used to be a good company before. So one is what you will do is you are going to buy that domain and then redirect it to your website in a very proper manner, so that that authority of that domain gets passed to your website. And it's again, Google is now able to detect a lot of expired domains and PBNs. Google has de-indexed a lot of hundreds of PBNs, but these two techniques still works. It all depends on how we do it. Now, things to keep in mind while you are building links. So links from an aged authority page is way better than you are doing a new post on a website. Just imagine a page which is already ranking and getting good traffic. If you get a link from that page, it is going to have a higher value. Then you should have a diversified link profile. Don't create similar type of links. Have diversity. Do editorial, do PR, do guest post, do citations, do different stuffs to gain links. Don't over optimize your rankings, over optimize your anchors, because again, if your links are going good but if your anchors are screwed up, then again your pages are not going to rank. Relevance is important at website category and page. Google looks for relevance. So if you're a food blogger and you're getting a link from tech website, or maybe a music website, Google will know that Google won't pass authority, as simple as that. Or if the pattern continues to have, Google will penalize you. Link velocity, in what speed links are coming in. If you are building links, then you should have a velocity that is calculated. But if you are organically getting good links, you're doing good stuff in branding, you're getting good links, that's okay, because those links will get justified with a lot of other stuff, intent, trends and search trends and traffic. But if you're building links, don't increase velocity, or don't have a higher velocity, or have a calculated move. There are ways to calculate a link velocity. And then monitor your links. Whatever you are spend a lot of budget in building links, and just imagine a DR90 links get removed from a website which you have paid $1,000 for, and suddenly you see a traffic drop, and you will not even know that why my traffic has dropped. So if you are monitoring your links well, you will see that, oh, my link has been removed by this publisher. So you can outage him again and say that, please place my link again. So this is how industry works, and some of the broader level areas where things work. Some of the recommended tools. AI. These are some of the tools that I usually use on daily basis. Ahrefs, SEO, Ahrefs majorly for competitor analysis, SEM Rush, Surf Robot for rank tracking, Screaming Frog, Surfer SEO, Link Code is again a link monitoring tool, and then Grammarly. My whole team uses it. And if you're going to calculate the approximate monthly cost, uh, of the tools, then obviously it's Ahrefs is almost $300, SEM is $300, Sub Robot is not much. So approximate monthly price of all these tools is approximately $600 to $800. That is approximately 50K. So for a brand like MPL, or these are actually required. So again, you can get hands-on free tools as well, or free versions of them. But if you are serious about SEO, then paid versions are worth it, and you'll get good results if you know how to use them. My final slides, so industry, SEO is always free. No, SEO is not free. I have just given you 800 worth dollars of tools. It's approximately 50K. These are just tool price. My price, I am working on SEO, right? My team's salary, content that you are writing, on an average, if you are going to hire expert writer, he'll charge at least 3 to 5 rupees per word. 1 rupee per word, 50 paisa, all shade content. So I mean, if you want to do quality stuff, content, resources, links, every link will cost you, average $50, $100. So SEO is not at all free, and SEO is not at all cheap as well. SEO takes time. SEO needs a lot of patience. SEO is no more a one man job. You will need a good amount of team. Unless and until you are a 4 page, 5 page website, I don't know. But even a local SEO website would need a WordPress developer, a content writer, a SEO guy, and links as well. So it's not a one man job. You have to outsource a lot of stuff. Quality is always preferred over quantity nowadays, and quality plus quantity is like killer way. Speed is key. Everyone is doing SEO. So if you're not, if your things are not going in speed, you will get result, but you will not get faster results. No matter it's tech, it's content, it's links. If you everything is in speed, your brand will grow way faster than slower ones. And no execution means no results. No matter how good strategy, how good presentations you have, if nothing gets executed on the website, nothing will happen. Your website will be as it is. So these are some of the things that you should always keep in mind, where if you are into the industry and you are serious about it. And if you are looking for clients, show them this slide. Thanks. This was it. And if you want to download the presentation, then you can go on this link and download. You have to just submit your details, and I'll share a cumulative email for the slide to everyone. Thanks, guys. I guess now we are up for questions, and this is the presentation is complete. Over to you, Rishi.
Awesome. Perfect. That was amazing, Devendra. Thank you for sharing all the information and how things happen at the enterprise level. Did you guys have fun? Everyone here in the chat. Did you guys have fun? Yes. Shilpi says yes. Superb. Let's thank. It was a very informative workshop. Siddhartha says awesome. So let's thank Devendra for sharing his time with us and informing on how things happen at a enterprise level. And if you have a question, please ask us in the chat. I'll be happy to take few questions, just about two questions, and Devendra can share his insights. What is the tool used for technical SEO? Vivek is asking.
So, so there is actually no tool for technical SEO, because technical SEO is a term. It's a whole category. So there would be various part of areas where for every part you would be needing one single tool. Let's say when you're doing technical SEO, so you'll always try and audit the website first. So for audit, there are multiple tools. You can use Screaming Frog, you can use SEMrush, you can use Ahrefs, you can use Deep Crawl. You know, so that's one tool. You'll get an overview of website, like what this website is all about, what is the crawl report, how does this website have errors, and what kind of scenario. Then for each and every step to resolve each and issue you have to resolve, you have to use multiple tools. Let's say for http responses, there is a very free tool that is available, which is http-response.io. So you can put your URL and check your responses. And then when it comes to rendering and other stuff, you have to use Google Search Console, so that you will know that your pages are getting crawled or not, and what is you have to look your crawl stats, how your pages are getting crawled in which quantity. So I mean, it's a combination of tool, and every SEO has their own set of tools which they are comfortable with. So with time, you also have to have a list of certain tools that you are using to solve specific issues. And so this is how it goes. Like, I mean, very basically, you can use Screaming
I
Frog.
I have a question here, Devendra.
Yeah.
So why are you guys using the Linkody? I think that's the thing. Linkody.com instead of Ahrefs, because even that will give you the
So
backlink data, right? But what's the difference between these two?
So yeah, there is a very big difference. Ahrefs is a crawler which gives you the overall data of a website's backlinks, and your competitors and other stuff, right? So Ahrefs has its own timing to refresh data, and Ahrefs will have all the referring domains that my domain has, whether it's coming from an organic source or the links that I have built, and same goes with my competitors. Linkody, what Linkody does is it will only track those links which are built by myself or my team. The money that I have pulled in to gain, build those links organically, inorganically, which I have paid. Let's say I have, done a PR and I got three links, from one from Economic Times and one from India Today. And so what Linkody will do is Linkody will keep checking those links and the anchor and the hyperlink and the page every hour or every 6 hours or every 12 hours or every day as per my frequency. Let's
Mm.
suppose one day my rankings drop, so I'll see other things and I'll also check Linkody. Let if my 500 links that I've built in 6 months, which of do I have a red signal, and it will also send an alert. Let's say tomorrow Economic Times removed my link, so Linkody will send me that Economic Times have removed this link and it's not no more crawlable. Then I'll have a direction. But Ahrefs will not tell me. Ahrefs will report in its own database, but Ahrefs will not alert me that Economic Times. It will show there. So it's very much required because nowadays it's again a gray area. People will you'll pay some amount to someone. He might give you a permanent link initially, but he might remove in 6 months,
Hmm. Right,
right?
makes sense. Obviously, and it happens a lot in the industry, right? They'll
Yeah,
promise you, and then things happen there,
and
right?
do a lot of technical stuff. It checks a lot of area. They'll also de-index the page. The post will be live, but it will be marked as no index. Now the game again changes. No index is not on the page. It's in HTTP headers. You'll always see website and you'll not find a no index page because it's in the headers. It's coming from htaccess. So this tool will tell you that as well. Ki, this is why this is what is happening behind the scenes. This has happened with this a lot. The
Hmm.
master who try to play.
Okay, so Tamal is asking, can I be a good SEO without completing a paid SEO course? So, Tamal, you can be, but see, with respect to, I will answer this and then I'll leave it to Devendra as
Yeah.
well. What I feel is you can learn everything which is available. I mean, everything is available on the internet. You can definitely get better. But what happens is when you learn with somebody's experience and in a proper order, it helps you to get there faster, right? That's the only thing. So instead of you having to figure out and doing and trying to work things out, it's better to have a proper blueprint that okay, they've done it this way and you tend to get there faster. That's what I feel. But apart from this, you can always learn everything from the internet. Over to you.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree to what Rishi has said. So I mean, doing courses will always give you the direction. They will always, you'll always shorten your learning path, and the mistakes that professionals have already done, because I know what not to do. I might not know what to do, but I always know what not to do, and I will say that don't do this. So it will shorten your learning path. Apart from this, everything is available. The thing you will learn in 8 months, you might learn in just 2 months by doing course or doing a lot of assignments and a lot of practical stuff. So yeah, I mean, obviously, and courses will help you and to give direction, but you have to be very sincere about it. Because there are reasons, you may be lazy, right? But when you have paid for a course and you have to do it, and you'll know in your back of the mind, I cannot be lazy because my money is also there and I now have to learn things. And if on your own it might take you longer time, but with courses it might shorten your learning path.
Right, makes sense. Okay, there's a good question, sir. Apart from SEO, apart from SEM Rush, is there any tool that provides the information on keyword intent?
SEMrush, I don't like even SEMrush keyword intent score is shit. I have always checked. So when you want to check intent, don't rely on any tool, because intent is something which is very humanly driven. AIs will get smarter, but SEMrush intent is also screwed up. You'll see different intent, and I don't even want you to rely on tools while looking after intent is something that has to be checked manually, because it is a key decision maker for you. So always have a manual exercise of category level. If you don't have to check intent for every query, as soon as that's why I told create buckets. Every bucket will have similar intent. So go take the root terms and major terms and see what kind of intent it is. And again, there is a term known as search similarity. So where two different queries could be different, but the intent could be same. So go check, the out of 10 results, 9 would be very same on both the queries. So that's you don't have to build two different pages for them. So this is again one thing you'll only know when you are going to see the actual SER with your own eyes. Don't rely on tools.
Hmm.
No tool is best right now for checking intent.
Perfect. All right. What kind of pay will we get? Okay. What do you mean by silo? What's the full form?
Silo, it's site interlinking optimization. As simple
Site
as that.
interlinking optimizations. And I mean, what is it? What does it
So,
do?
whomsoever has asked the question haven't visited the slide. I guess that was a slide. It was all about silo is optimizing your links. That's what crawl efficiency or improving the crawl depth. Web is all about links, right? When Google is visiting something, and let's say you have an article, right, which writes about something, and you have 10 other articles which you know that if user is reading this, then he'll always try to read this. Just imagine. And just imagine those 10 pieces are not linked with that article. User will come and read that article, satisfied intent, it will go, right? Now if you had an optimized silo, if you had an good strategy how you want to topically link relevant articles, then all those 10 other articles would have been linked with the same article, and a user and crawler both would be easily able to understand, yeah, uh, this website has covered a lot, and user might have ended up reading five more other articles on your website, and that might have given you extra ranking edge over others. That's it is calculated by Google. There is a rum tool that Google uses. How much time the user is visiting on the website and how much pages he is visiting. The term is also known as dwell time, that if user is not going back to search. So this is why silo is important. The way you link your one article with 10 different articles, this is what silo is, and how you link them is how you optimize them. There are ways. I mentioned there is a strategy known as reverse silo, where you link one article to other and again link back same article to your parent one. This is what reversing siloing is. And
Right.
creates a cluster. Basically it linked the cluster, and that cluster is understandable by Google, that yeah, they have set of 50 same topic articles linked with each other. Powerful combination, let's rank this category way higher.
Right. Perfect. So, all right, we'll just take one final question and then we'll take a leave here. So, how come we know what are the current trends in SEO?
I mean, current trends in SEO. I mean, SEO is always trending. A lot of update happens. So, look, there was, so currently Google made a core update, I guess in May, but you don't have any much info about it. So, majorly do good stuff. You know, don't bother. This is trending. Let's try this. No, nothing is. Everything is there. So Google has recently updated their rater guidelines, I guess yesterday itself. So there are a lot of changes that Google made on EAT and YMY level that you might want to read, because that's where Google will always tell, okay, we have made updates in rater guidelines. That's what you can do. If you are making an update, you are going down. Nothing will happen, right? So Baki, keep visiting SE Roundtable. Whatever updates Google makes, like this tag is introduced, this thing we are taking down, you'll get all the latest updates from SE Roundtable. Apart from that, there, like all this stuff that I've showed you, like do that, and don't have to worry about. And latest trending stuff is very bad. Like Google is having crawling issues, indexing issues. Google is re-indexing a lot of websites. Google is re-indexing them again. So a lot of fight is happening over there. But yeah, and Google has made a lot of changes in Search Console reporting as well. You might want to see that. A lot of update is happening on those side as well.
That was some really fascinating information, and it shows your depthness in the field and the way you've answered and the way you thought. It was pretty amazing, Devendra, and thank you for taking out your time and doing a session for all the DS. We're going to be putting this up on the YouTube, and we'll also share this with our students who could not make it in time today, so that they can still get the value out of this. Karthik says, excellent session. Amazing. Thank you. Awesome. So Devendra is available on LinkedIn. So if you guys want to follow him, I'm just going to be sharing his link in the chat. You can follow him and you can see his growth. and also he shared some insights on SEO over there. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Final few words from you, Devendra.
Yeah, so I mean, continuing, I write a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, like whatever terms that I used in slide, I do a detailed post on LinkedIn. So I mean, if you'll follow me, I'm not like promoting myself, but I do want to share what actually goes around with SEO, not just SEO, but how a person should evolve in the industry, leadership, how you can get, how what kind of insights agencies have, because I have 7 years of agency experience and 3-4 years in product, so it's a mixed combination, so both sides. So keep following me, and you might want to read my LinkedIn post as well. A lot of concepts will get cleared from that, and keep doing it. As soon as just that one slide I showed you, SEO is not cheap. Keep that in mind always, because that will help you deciding things.
Great. Thank you so much, Devendra, for doing this. And I'll get in touch with you after this. And take care. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for joining the session.
Bye, good night. Thanks for listening me. Bye.
Cheers.